Joining me now is senior NBA reporter Brian Windhorst. Wendy, what's your reaction to LeBron announcing Philly as his next destination?
Well, he articulated in his comments on social media afterwards what was driving this decision. He said it was not family, it was not anything else. It was winning a championship immediately right now. And while that sounds like it would be obvious for any free agent, we didn't really know that. We didn't really know what basketball happiness meant as we waited over the last month. And if that was truly LeBron's number one thing, I think Golden State and Miami right out of the gate, I think would be off the list, because I don't think those two teams are ready right now, even with LeBron, to truly consider themselves championship contenders. That brought the focus to Cleveland and Philadelphia. And I think one of the most important things you can say here is, who does LeBron know he's got a basis with? I know the city of Cleveland he does, obviously, but he played with Joel Embiid on Team USA. He has a long history with Tyrese Maxey. And if you're going to figure out how things are going to get stitched together and how you're going to share the ball and how roles are going to get defined, you want to have that basis. And over the last couple of weeks, he's been having conversations with Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. And so I don't think this was a clean decision. I don't think he really made up his mind fully until late last night. But I think that those previous connections were a tipping point as he got into Cleveland versus Philly.
So why do you think this is the happiest place for him to play?
I think it's all about who can win a championship in 2027. And I don't think it's a clear... Cleveland may end up being a better team than Philly in the end. We'll have to see. A lot of it's going to come down to health. But he seems to believe, based on this decision, that Philadelphia has the best chance to win. This is not a decision based on golf. It's not a decision based on where the best neighborhood and all that stuff is. Although I'm sure he'll play a lot of golf and live in a beautiful home, whether it's in Philadelphia or in New York. This was a decision based on who can I join. And I do think the Cavs had a decision to make 3-4 weeks ago. When Jaylen Brown was available, the Cavs could have made an offer that would have included maybe Evan Mobley, where they could have maybe gotten Jaylen Brown. But they liked their team and they wanted to appeal to LeBron James with what they had. And Philly's chain for Jaylen Brown, I think, was a tipping point in this discussion in the end.
And now that they've traded for Jaylen Brown, there's a lot of mouths to feed in Philly in terms of usage. We saw LeBron play off the ball with the Lakers alongside Luka and AR. So how do you imagine Philly sorting out the touches with him alongside Maxey, JB, and Embiid?
Well, Philly is looking at two completely different styles of play, even more than last year, because Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe were big-time transition players. Well, when you add Jaylen Brown and LeBron James, you're adding two of the top 10 transition scorers from last year. So you're looking at having 4 of the top 15 or 20 transition scorers from a year ago. So you hear that and you think, that's a track meet team. That's a team that's going to play high-speed basketball, fast-break basketball up and down the court. That's obviously not the way you're going to play with Joel Embiid, and that's obviously not the way that you're necessarily going to win in the playoffs. So this is going to definitely be a process. I think you're going to see Philly look great at times playing high speed and other times have some issues, but I can't emphasize this enough. This is not going to be about having the most wins in the regular season. It's going to be about Embiid and LeBron being healthy and having a style of play that works at the end.
You've already said it, Wendy. Process. LeBron is going to have to trust it in Philly. Thank you for joining us.
Coming up, the LeBron wait is done, but we are far from it. LeBron James is a Philadelphia 76er and the Eastern Conference.
Savannah, his wife, to Zuri, his young daughter, to Bronny James, who's playing for the Lakers now, Bryce James, who's his youngest son, he plays at Arizona. And this is a major shift for LeBron James now, going from the West Coast to the East Coast to play for the Sixers. So making sure his family was comfortable with his decision to go play in Philadelphia, because as he says, this is not a family decision potentially, because this is all about winning and giving himself a chance to win. And you look at this roster, specifically that starting 5, Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, LeBron James, Jaylen Brown, and Joel Embiid. It's as formidable as a starting 5 as you're going to get. Bob Myers, who's basically an alternate governor and owner there with the Sixers. 10 years ago, he lands Kevin Durant. 10 years later here, he lands LeBron James. And Mike Gansey, their new president of basketball operations, he actually played high school basketball against LeBron James. He actually was an executive with LeBron James in Cleveland when they won a championship together. They're reunited now, LeBron James to the Sixers.
Full circle, everything just coming together. So what's been the reaction around the league since LeBron's decision?
going to be stunned. I was stunned when I heard it. Everyone around the league was stunned because you look at Cleveland and Miami. Those are the other two teams that were seriously in play here definitively. And they were both legacy potential plays because he played with both teams, obviously, Cleveland being his hometown. And if this is the final chapter, which obviously it is, potentially finishing that up in Cleveland, clearly that could play a role. But now LeBron James actually has the chance to go make another type of legacy and become the only player in NBA history to win a championship with a fourth different team. Cleveland, Miami, the Lakers, and now potentially Philadelphia. He's going to give himself a chance by joining the Sixers. But clearly, this has been a shock, a stunning decision for everyone in the NBA.
And just a fun fact for everyone watching, LeBron James, the 3 times that he has changed teams, he ended up winning a title in his second year. Now, explain the domino effect for the teams that did not land LeBron James in this decision.
Let's focus on 3 of them, Cleveland, Miami, and Golden State. For the Cavaliers now, their pursuit to try to go get help at that 3-4 position will continue. You're going to look at names like Jonathan Kuminga in play with the Cavaliers. They were banking on potentially getting LeBron James and sliding him in next to James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen. So they're going to have to go another way. Another player getting interest with Cleveland and Golden State as well is Mario Hezonja. He was a high lottery pick about 11 years ago, and he has a chance now from going to the EuroLeague back to the NBA. So from the Cavs' perspective, they have to go get that wing help. The Heat, we're also trying to see, can we get LeBron James, have him be that playmaker with Giannis and Bam and Wiggins in the starting lineup and Davion Mitchell. That was their projected starting lineup. Well, now they got to go get another playmaker. 2 names to keep an eye on there, DeMar DeRozan and Bradley Beal. But there's potential other names there as well.
And for the availability of Joel Embiid. When he has been on the floor, that team has been dominant. And we saw in this postseason, when he got back to the floor, it looked a little bit different because they had not had him all season. But if he can be involved more during the course of the regular season, and this team have 2 distinct ways that they can play by the time they get to a postseason, you basically have to prepare for multiple scouts for a team, and both of those versions of the Sixers will be dangerous.
Yeah, looking to make it further than they did in 2019, that conference semifinals against the Raptors. It was that Kawhi shot, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, Monica. So my next question to you is, who should be the favorite to win it all?
Girl, it's July. I don't have no favors for you because that's annoying. But I'm just going to go ahead and roll with the defending champs right now. You have to be dethroned. I do think that there's a real contender potential in Philadelphia when you add LeBron James. But we all know that health is wealth, and that is something that matters for every team in the league. But I'm going to go ahead and stick with the defending champs because they just have to be dethroned. But there's a lot to see what happens in the Northeast corridor this upcoming season for sure.
All right, I'll be patient. I'll ask you again in a few months. But all I know is that wealth is having you, Monica,
Girl.
here on Sports with us. Get ready, Monica. The questions are coming. Appreciate you.